Good afternoon, coming to you from the Skyline Studios high above beautiful Cape Coral here in sunny Southwest Florida. We've got music, we've got sunshine, and we've got great conversation coming up with our guest, Ren McLean. I'm Ken Ullman, and this is the Endless Summer Podcast. So here at the Endless Summer Podcast, we talk about music, the bar scene, and other local happenings in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Sarasota area. But mostly we want to tell the stories of the singers and the songwriters and the musicians that make Southwest Florida a great place to hear live music and some very talented people. Now, before we get into our conversation with Ren McLean, a big shout out to our sponsor, Rum Runners. Located right here in Cape Harbor at the southern tip of Cape Coral, they've got great waterfront views, live music 7 days a week, great drinks, a friendly staff, and best of all, awesome food. They're open every day at 12 noon, and I promise if you stop in, you will not be disappointed. All right, so living in Southwest Florida is kind of like living in an endless summer, right? And with that comes great live music, which brings me to today's guest, Ren McLean. Ren, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm very excited to talk to you about your career and your life in music. So, but I always start out the podcast with the same question because I have yet to find a native Floridian. So are you a native Floridian?
No, I was born in Georgia, but my parents moved here when I was like 9 months old, and I've lived here my whole life.
Oh, so almost. Almost found a native Floridian. So far I'm batting 1,000 on the podcast. I have no native Floridians I've ever talked to. I don't think there's a lot down here, to be honest with you.
No,
but
so.
I understand your dad is, though.
Yes, he is.
I get it.
Yes.
That's cool. So we found maybe a related native Floridian.
Yes.
So how long have you been playing? And you know, when did you first get involved in music?
As long as I can remember, honestly. I started piano lessons when I was 4, and I would just sing and play. And then my piano teacher told my mom to get me into singing lessons, so she did, and then I've just been doing it since.
No, that's so interesting. So I've sang all my life, but I couldn't tell you, because I can't remember, but like how I figured out that I could actually sing. So how did someone hear you singing and suggest that, hey, we should help this person along, in a sense?
I guess, sort of. I mean, I just did the lessons and then eventually decided that it was what I wanted to do.
What you want to do.
Long term,
okay,
and
I got
became more serious about it.
So that makes sense. And did you start sort of singing just sort of to a CD or something, or did you start with music first, with playing something first?
I think it was like kind of both. Like even like when I was like 5, like I would just be singing in the car, like 5-year-old would, like to whatever song was on the radio or on the CD. And then when I would do lessons, like the little like kids like piano workbooks would have lyrics, and I would just play and sing along to that. And then would just continue doing that.
And your family, anybody play music in the family?
My dad was in a band.
Oh, okay.
He really likes synthesizers. He really likes EDM and trance music a lot.
Somewhat of a musical, somebody in the family. My mom played piano as well. So I get that. You sort of hear it and you start. That's cool though, because I always wonder when I talk to people who sing, like, how did they figure out they could sing? And did somebody hear them and say, wow, this should, I guess that's what happened to me. Somebody said, you should pursue that a little bit.
Yeah, I think, the same thing happened to me.
And no particular event, obviously, because you started so young. So nothing made you say, wow, I should do this. It
was just something I've always done. And it was like the one thing that I was consistent with. So I was like, that's how I know that's what I want to do.
And when did you actually start in your career? Because I understand you're going to Berklee.
Yes, I am going to Berklee in Boston.
And for
music.
For music, but what's your focus?
So I'm a voice principal, but I'm going to get a bachelor's in songwriting.
Oh, wow. I did not know they do that. That's really cool.
Yeah, they have like a lot of different majors.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to ask you, about Berklee, when you said that, do they also require you to take some kind of a musical technology course?
Yeah, they do. So everyone's required to take music technology courses, or at least one, and then depending on your major, you'll take more. Like the songwriting department requires students to take quite a few production courses, and then if you want to focus more on that, you can use your electives to do more production courses.
Okay, so you could sort of minor in that almost in a sense.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they have production minors as well.
That makes sense though, because the technology is crazy today. What you can do. I understand you record songs, right?
Yes.
And you record them some in a studio, but you do a lot of work at home.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean that's. Obviously, with today's technology, it gives you that opportunity. So I guess it's good that you take that kind of course while you're. Aside from the fact that if you're writing songs and you want to play them for somebody other than live, right? You have to know how to actually maybe record them, right?
Yeah, they actually have like a newer major dedicated to like recording at home and like being able to create like a home studio and being able to like record on the fly.
Gotcha. Right.
Professional.
See, I think that's sweet. I should take that.
yeah.
It would probably be very helpful for me. What? When did you start playing out professionally?
Last year, actually.
Wow, so new.
yeah. I did a lot of I started doing open mics in like 2021, and then eventually learned enough material to start doing gigs. And I really enjoy them. I really love playing live. It's such a fun experience, and I've been able to do that a lot here while I've been on break from school. And
you play around Sarasota, right? Is where you?
I play in like Sarasota, St. Pete, Punta Gorda. So I kind of try to get everywhere I can.
and we'll talk about actually where later, because I want to make sure we tell the audience where you can see Ren, because I think you'll totally enjoy listening to her. So, what about original? So, when did you start writing early as well?
Yeah, I did. I started I would write a little bit when I was younger, but when I was like 14, I started writing a lot, and then I just kept writing on piano.
So you play piano. You did mention that, and so you wrote a lot of songs on piano first.
Yes, only on piano first for a while.
And then you figured out you can't take a piano to the beach and write a song on the beach. So you learned the guitar.
Yeah, well, I was just like, I did guitar lessons for a year, but because it was so completely different from piano, I didn't vibe with it at first, but then when I became more serious about writing, I just randomly was like, I'm going to try writing a song on guitar since I know a little bit. And then I wrote a song and I was like, whoa, this is so different than all the piano ballads I've been writing for the past few years.
And so, definitely a different feel on the guitar, right?
And so I feel like it really allowed me to expand in my creativity and the way that I tell the messages that I want to through my music.
And when I was reading about you on the website, you collaborate with other people, right? So musically and lyrically, or just
both?
Both. Okay. Yeah. So who do you write with? Friends or people that you met along the way?
Yeah. Well, the songs I've released so far, I've written with my co-producer and co-writer Johnny Cummings.
Okay.
He's amazing. I love working with him.
Does he live in Florida?
He's located in Rochester, New York.
Oh, is he? Oh,
so we do it through Zoom.
So you don't go up there from like October to May. I know I wouldn't.
Technology is very useful.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's part about the technology. We were talking about that earlier. That you said, you can obviously record things, send them the file. They can put the tracks on.
Yeah,
put it all
great.
together. That's really nice. What about influences? I listened to Home Inside.
Oh, House Inside My Head?
House Inside My... No, sorry, say that one more time.
House Inside My Head.
Yes, House Inside My Head. I'm sorry, I messed that one up completely. House Inside My Head, which I thought was an excellent song.
Thank you.
And that was a nice pop, upbeat sort of thing to me. But what artists or who influenced you to sort of write?
So my main influences would probably be Phoebe Bridgers, Boy Genius, which is made up of Phoebe Bridgers, Lucy Dacus, and Julian Baker.
This is why I need to stay current with music.
Boy Genius is like my favorite band. Lizzie McAlpine is a great singer-songwriter. She also went to Berklee. And Taylor Swift, obviously.
I know Taylor Swift. I know of Taylor Swift. We used to play We Are Never Getting Back Together. That's one of my favorite songs to play. That's so cool. Yeah. So okay. So you answer, sort of those were influences. And who do you listen to now? Are you still the same sort of?
Yeah, pretty much. I listen to the same. Like I'm constantly listening to Boy Genius. They just released an album called The Record last year. So.
Boy Genius?
Yes, Boy Genius.
I gotta look them up.
They're great.
Honestly, I'll be honest, I have not heard of them.
They have quite a few Grammy nominations for this next Grammys, which is exciting. So
I'm gonna tap you for keeping me up with all the current stuff. I don't know, for some reason I haven't been able to stay. What I do every year is I buy a CD. They always put out I say they, I don't know who puts it out, but I guess the Grammy company or whatever they're called, but they put out a CD of all the Grammy nominees.
I didn't know that.
So yes, and
That's
it's a great.
awesome.
And I buy it every year, so that way at least I have like the latest Grammy nominees.
Yeah.
Well, I'll admit I just hadn't heard of them. That's awesome. So you play guitar and piano.
Yes.
And sing.
Yes.
Wow. So you do all three of those things. And what else would what other things? Obviously you're in school, so it's not like you're not necessarily working other than you play out once in a while, right? And and then you're going to school full time, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, so that keeps you busy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? That makes perfect sense. What other things do you do? Let's say, other than that, not that doesn't keep you busy enough, but like, what do you do outside of that? Do you volunteer? Do you do some kind of other stuff, or is there anything particularly you like?
Honestly, I'm honestly so busy doing music all the time.
And you're young. I keep forgetting. I'm asking you questions like you were 50. but you haven't had all that time to start doing all that stuff. Yeah. So you focus on music and school, and that's that's a great place to be right now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. I just love seeing young people dedicated to that passion.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I didn't go to Berklee or a college for it, but if you stay focused and and you just do your best. The other thing I think I would ask you what you think about this, but I always felt when you're playing that the most important thing is, aside from just being yourself, is to just do things that you can do, like pull off, right? Yeah. Like, don't try to sing like this person. Yeah. Don't, just be who you are.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick somebody though, are you like, is it Taylor Swift sort of in a sense that since she's an influence? Because I didn't hear anything, to be honest with you. You sounded like you, which I thought was great.
Thank you.
I thought that was great.
That. Yeah, honestly, I try my best to be myself and
good.
That's in my music, what I write comes from my real life experiences. Yeah. So I definitely agree.
Just try to be yourself.
Being yourself. You can get caught up in all the perfectionism and technique, which sometimes I do, but at the end of the day, the performances I feel best about are the ones that I got lost in.
And I think, like you said, it's be yourself, and also the idea is don't you sound like you, and that's the most important thing. So good. I'm so glad to hear that. I love the song, and you're going to play something for us, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm excited. Tell the audience about what you're going to play.
Yeah, so I'm going to play a song titled "Tired Eyes" that I wrote about someone I cared about very much when they were going through a really hard time, and they felt very isolated and alone. And I wrote it to show them that I cared and I saw them and what they were going through.
Tired eyes, you
yes.
said? Okay.
And as a reminder to them that there are people that care.
People that care.
And the song specifically, I hope that it serves as a reminder to people that they're not alone, and also to check in on the people that they love, because you never know what someone's going through, and just showing that you're there for them can just completely change someone's life.
Everyone needs a friend like you. That's very important. I've been blessed with a lot of great friends in my life, but you forget, you don't talk to people, and then all of a sudden, on the blue, once you're going through something, someone calls you and says, "Hey, are you all right?" That is super important. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Let's hear it.
Yes.
And this is a Breedlove guitar, which I've heard about, but I don't know a lot about.
I love them. They're the best. They're quite
and it's
great.
Purple, purple's guitars are
purple.
That's pretty cool. And it's just you like the electronics, you said?
Yeah, I really like the electronics that they have. It sounds great when it's plugged in, and the tone of their guitars. I've had a couple different Breedloves, and they all sound slightly different, but they still have this sweet, bright tone that I love.
That's awesome. And so, Tired Eyes is the name of the song?
Tired Eyes.
And this is Ren McLean.
Keep your tired eyes on me. Don't look back with hope that they'll see. Their atmosphere is impossible to breathe, 'cause your lungs are filled with their apathy. You're worn out from their schemes. Silence broken by their screams. I wish you had the tools to break free, but they caged your mind and swallowed the key. I will be the fire when you're cold. I will be the rain to calm your soul. When nightmares come to play, I'll be one heartbeat away to bring you back home. Keep your famished eyes on me. Don't trust the sight of the sickeningly sweet. They said together we'll find a glorious feast, but blindly led you to the belly of the beast. I will be the river to your thirst. Take a piece of me, it does not hurt. And if there's too much weight, we can always share the plate. You don't have to carry it alone. Let me be your home.
Wow. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to buy one of those Grammy nominee CDs in a year or two, and you're going to be on it. That was amazing.
Thank you.
I just, wow, what a beautiful song. I'm getting all choked up here.
I appreciate it.
That is so cool. Wow. So where can we hear you out?
Yeah,
you play up in Sarasota a little bit?
Yes, I play up in Sarasota, St. Pete. Well, when I'm here.
Yeah, when you're here, right? Because you're normally in Boston for
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I try to play around wherever I can get in the Southwest Florida area.
I need to connect you with some people down here.
Yeah,
so you can
that'd be
absolutely,
great. Yeah, that'd be great.
We got it. I'll tell you. And what about hearing your music? So Spotify and some of the other.
Yeah, so I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you can stream me. It's just my name, Ren McLean.
Ren McLean, right, gotcha.
And
you have a website,
which is my name.com, so renmclean.com.
That's good. People remember that stuff.
Yeah.
And Facebook, obviously, under your name as well.
Yes.
So you got a Facebook page. That is awesome. And you're going back up to school, and then you'll be back in the spring or the summer?
I'll be here in spring break. I actually will have like a little showcase interview up at Grapes Wine Cafe in St. Pete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where, and right, is that downtown?
Yeah, I think St. Pete Beach.
Oh, St. Pete Beach. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I need to keep in touch with you about that because I want to come up for that and come up and see it, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
So let me think. Anything else that we missed that I don't think so. I think we covered it right today. That was great. I am so excited to have you on here today.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Thank you. I was so excited to be here.
Thanks for making the trip. You know, I know you came down from Sarasota, obviously. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks with another amazing guest. And I have to say, just meeting some amazingly talented people here in Southwest Florida. And a big thanks, again, to you,
Thank you.
Ren, yes, for being here. Sorry, Jake. That's why we do these live, because it's fun. And my name is Ken Ullman, of course. Enjoy your endless summer here in Southwest Florida. And this has been the Endless Summer Podcast.